What's up, folks? So I decided to go live tonight. I had the equipment, and I figured I haven't tried it out in a while. Um, y'all with me? Yeah. Got a little music here. I got a little chat just in case y'all start chatting, even though it's almost 10 o'clock. I don't expect anybody to come on. But I thought I would go on just to practice some of the stuff. So let's go ahead. So what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna trip off some of the top posts, and we're gonna do a little blunt talk. So we're gonna do a little blunt talk. So I had a video that I wanted to share, and I don't know if it was a skit or not, but it brought up something right now. Uh, our community, I'm talking about African American community, including myself, is quite a lot of men who are raised by women, which is not in itself bad. A lot of women do a great job of raising men, and these men go on to be great fathers. But there are a lot of women who raise their sons in a culture of in a woman's culture, in a feminine culture. So often, I'm sorry, not my phone. In a woman's culture, so often these men they process and think and reason like their women do, like the women in their life do, because they never had a woman to. I mean, they never got around to seeing how men process things. Men a little more stoic. I read an example about it's on the post I posted actually about how when men were hunting, if you got frustrated because you didn't get the animal, you still couldn't go off and have a breakdown because you might lose other animals. You have to be stuck. You have to process this stuff in a way that women are allowed to, that men are not. But a lot of men are processing them ways. So we have is a lot of dangerous men with all this testosterone, but processing things and getting emotional, and then dealing with other men, and with other men. Next thing you know, we have fights and gunplay and all the dangerous things that men do. So keep that in mind. Don't hate me. I'm about to put a video on, but I wanted to give it some nuance. I wanted to give us something to think about before I play the video. So y'all hold on a second while I play this video. Okay. So let me share my screen. And I had to get used to playing this using this software. So you guys can go along with me on my journey. This is only in a group. Feel free to join in if you're in here, if you get this video. Um, feel free to join in. The chat is going. You can call me. If you know my number and you want to talk to me, but you don't want to uh, chat and you don't want to go video, that's cool. Hit me up and call me on the phone if you know my number. So what we're gonna look at is hold on, what video is this? We're gonna look okay, see. That's what happens when you freestyle. Uh it's Petty Austin. Okay, I'll do it live. I go to the group, um the Man's World Facebook group, and then we'll find that post. Uh no, we're not gonna do that. So we're gonna stop sharing that screen. And then we're gonna put up another one. So we can go to the next one. So, what we're trying to figure out is why are so many young men single, sex? Why are so many young men single and sexless? So, when we look at the article, apparently, the recent Pew research indicates that over 60% of young men are currently single. Sexual intimacy is at a 30-year low across genders. Young men must reprioritize real life relationships and intimacy attuned to the shift in priorities that women have already made. And what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna give that another spin. I think that society has been pushing, denouncing, and demonizing hypersexuality in men for about 3 decades. At the same time, pushing, I'm thinking Sex in the City, Friends, Living Single. All these shows that pushes women's promiscuity is okay, but men being sexually free, they're kind of doggish. And so now we have a shift right now because a lot of guys turned away from that. They wanted to be considered good guys. And so now what we have right now is that the women are living their best lives, but the young men are pretty much alone. So listen to this. The study found that among men under 30 years old, over 60% are single, almost double that of women in the same age bracket. Shit. Not only are young men single, but their opportunities for developing a relational and sexual repertoire have all but vanished, as levels of sexual intimacy across genders appear to have hit a 30-year low. 30 years, like I told you guys. Heterosexual men from elder millennials fuck the Gen X. Like, uh, fuck y'all. I still get pussy sometimes. Heterosexual men from elder millennials to boomers traverse young adulthood at a time when sexual intimacy was common pathway toward attachment with women actively seeking a romantic partner. Men could reliably depend on women's disproportionate investment in emotional and sexual attachment. Traditional masculine gender scripts with a tendency towards avoidance of attachment were suboptimal but functional in this constellation. This is by Schwartz in 2004. I told you that's 19 years ago, but I told you it's been going on for 3 decades. However, the pandemic disrupted the status quo in college age daters and accelerated women's reprioritization away from intimacy and toward academic, professional, and financial goals. As young women continue to pursue intimate relationships less intently, post pandemic men could have increased their relationship skills to close the effort gap. They could have confronted Now, this is psychology today. And I'm not going to go into all of the articles in the group. I just wanted to point on that because I wanted to point how all of it was like the men are at a deficit right now. They say young men are in fact watching a lot of porn. Data in the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, and Italy suggests between 76 to 87% of 18 to 29-year-old men are consuming porn regularly. Well, that number has been around since porn has been regular, since porn has hit the internet. That's nothing new. But what they haven't taken account for is the hypersexuality of women with OnlyFans, Instagram, and bio. A lot of men are not in relationships, but they are having sex. They just it's a pay to play. You just pay a woman from Instagram. She comes over and give you some sex, and then well, she gives you sex to come over and smoke your weed and drink with you and play your game and look at TV. You pay her to leave, and I don't know. I think some of these things tend to go assume all women are high quality, assume all men that are not in relationships are lonely. And I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting article. Psychology today has a liberal bias. and I'm pretty liberal, but I wanted to know what you guys thought about that. So that's that. If you happen to come on, it's posted on the site. So I'm gonna leave that alone. And then stop screen sharing and go to the next one. So next on the list. Let's see what this one was. Oof, oof. I'm glad I wasn't part of this, but uh, I've dealt with this before. Yikes. What was the worst part of being cheated on? This one got a lot of traction, but no talks, and 52 comments, 52 viewers, but nobody really talked on it. But Esteban Grande Esteban. Blame me why I was her. Oof, oof. I relate to that. I remember I got cheated on, and she kept accusing me to the point where I was like, "Well, what the fuck is going on?" But I was so caught up in the twist for a while that I'm trying to figure out, like, why does she think I'm cheating? What do I have going on? And she had something going on, so that blew my mind. So, you know, hopefully one of you guys are calling in why this is going on. If not, you just can attempt to find. So, uh, is there a good part? Damn, answer a good question. I don't think there's a good part in getting hurt, but there are some things that hurt most. And for me, the thing that hurt the most was the self doubt. That's the part that tore me apart because I kept wondering, like, what was I doing wrong? Was it me? And it wasn't me. It's that it was her. Motherfuckers want to cheat. They want to cheat. Ain't no need in taking that shit personally. It is what it is. Okay, so, ooh, this should be a good one. The value that she brings. This one got a little post. Had like 45 people. Value that she brings. Time for me to have a little blunt talk break. The value that she brings. My wife makes $0 a year, yet her value is immeasurable. Hold on, let me bring this up big screen because this is a good one here. Uh, okay, my wife makes $0 a year, but yet I use immeasurable. Oh, that's pretty good. My home is clean. My meals are delicious. Anything I need is handled. My children are dressed well and cared for. My children are just well cared for. There's nothing weak about stay-at-home women who prioritize their family over a company's bottom dollar. I really would like to hear what people have to think about that. I'm sure that there's a lot of men agree. I'm sure there's a lot of men agree with that, and I just wonder what the average woman thinks about that. Does that make sense? So let's see what some people had to say because this one got a little traction on it. So for too many men, as her income increases, the rest dwindles to nothing, decreasing the overall value. That's from Brother Omen River. That's pretty cynical, Omen. I like to just I wish you were around to talk about that. Let me see. Tracy makes a good argument. She said if he can't pick up the slack, if y'all both work to start with, he should be doing the home chores too. Oof. Good argument. Okay. Most times picking up the slack mean doing his part and hers. So was 50-50 things turned to 25-75, where income is 25%, or work is 25%. Shit. Shit. Ooh, that's a good one, y'all. You need to jump in on that one. Um, Yolanda Davidson. What about a stay-at-home mom? Shout out to Yolanda and everything. The biased opinion, we missed them. Imma try to do something. Go ahead. Imma try to do something with Yolanda because I like how she gets down here in Inglewood. So what about a stay-at-home dad? Uh, well, if the post says the value that she brings, my wife makes $0 a year, yet her value is immeasurable. My home is clean, my meals are delicious, anything I need is handled, my children are dressed well and cared for, and there's nothing weak about stay-at-home women who prioritize their family over a company's bottom dollar. So let's reverse that, Yolanda, to make that relevant to what we're saying, okay? So you said, um, you said, "My wife makes $0 a day." Um, alright, so let's put that in the man's perspective. A woman telling me, "My husband makes $0 a day, but his wealth is immeasurable. My home is clean, my meals are delicious, anything I need is handled, my children are dressed well and cared for. There's nothing weak about a stay-at-home man who prioritizes his family over a company's bottom dollar." Well, that actually is a big trend amongst there was a big trend for a while amongst yuppie men. I'm gonna do some research on this. If this gains some traction, I'll share the article with you guys. But this actually gained some traction. Um, a lot of white men, particularly middle class white men, and white middle class is different than black middle class, where ours is 100,000. Middle class, theirs is 100,000 per person minimum. So a lot of the men was like, "Well, my wife is a lawyer and I take care of the kids," and it was working because childcare is 4,000 a month or sometimes and things like that, and the guys were working on a degree. But a lot of men do it. I'm going to school at night, and there's some men there who are full-time dad, and these guys used to be managers, and they're full-time managers, so a lot of guys, but I don't think that Black American culture is there yet. I do think that there are a lot of successful women in the ilk of Oprah. Oprah far out earns her man, but he was doing okay when they hooked up. He had money when they hooked up. He just her money far surpasses his now. Um, I don't know if that's the same, but if I'm honest, I can't really see Black women have the capacity to respect the man who becomes a house husband. So you tell me, Yolanda. All right, show me that one and a good one. I just wanted to trip off of that for a while. Okay, so let's see what's next. House husband. Shit. Oh, this should be good. This should be really, really good. Um, let's see. So, folks, here at the top, what we have here, what we are viewing is hold on, Taylor ranked 200th 2016, got my Red Cups out. Shout out to the Red Cup Society. 2017, Craig Telford's ranked 390th. You going backwards, Craig. Worst in the world, Craig. 2018, Craig transitions to female. 2019, Cece Telford is national champion. Balls and everything. We didn't create this monster. What do y'all think? And I'm willing to tell you it's not politically correct, but I'm Generation X and I lived long enough to be the drunk uncle. I can say what I gotta say now. Black male interest posted this. This is wrong. And I would say, I would be the first to say that I would have a mother. I wouldn't accept it if my daughter was up there. My daughter, who was born with a vagina and had been a daughter all her life, because I assume that he is somebody's daughter as well now. You see what we had to go through, but we didn't create this. I respect it if you make me, if it costs me my job. And, but I don't know, man. Maybe when you get your balls off, that's a hell of a commitment. If you commit to it, I'll commit to it. But if you walk around here swinging like I'm swinging, it's gonna be hard to call you a her, dude. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. That's not politically correct. Okay, let's see what's next. So, damn, I had this video, guys. I really wanted you guys to see it. I have to. It's about the guy who I'm gonna pull it up. Give me a second. Let me try to see if I can find a video to play for you guys for a minute. Um, it was a guy. I put up a video. There's a guy. He's in the group. I put up in the group. He lost a bet and went off. Smashed it. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna show you guys something and trip with me. So this ain't perfect, yeah. I'm just practicing getting the king shot, but I wanted to trip with y'all tonight because I don't have no appointments until 11 o'clock. So look at this. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do another share, guys. Okay, here we go. Oh, women opine as well because this is. If I acted like this with my father, he would have beat the brakes out of me. And truth be told, my mother would have tried to as well because it's some bullshit. All right, you ready? Let's go. Look at the video at the top, and let's play it. Let me get it going. All right, you ready? Watch this. Oh, this motherfucker here. There we go. There we go. All right, let's do this again, folks. Practicing. All right, here we go. I'm doing the engineering as well, guys. I need help, but this is fun. Y'all ready? Y'all with me? All right, look at this bullshit, man. Look at this bullshit here. Look at this bullshit. Look at this bullshit.
I got too much money on that shit, bro. I want my shit, man. Move, man. Stop. What's up, man? You don't fucking
Man,
understand.
hold on,
Fuck your
hold on.
back,
I'm gonna
man.
start it
You
over.
pay me,
We have
man.
to be
Man,
fair
fuck
here.
out my face, man.
He ain't get it.
Like this.
Man, I got too much money on that shit. I got too much money on that shit, bro. I want my shit, man. Move, man. What's up, man? You don't fucking understand. Fuck your bet, man. You pay me, man. Fuck out my face, man.
I don't know what to say about that. That type of shit'll get a nigga killed. That type of shit will get a nigga killed. I'm hoping that was a skit. That'll get a nigga's ass killed. How the fuck you gonna be betting money and then lose everything talking about because I lost everything? Well, that's what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the stoicism that men are supposed to have. Yeah. Now, what the homies would say, the homies would say, listen, man, um, own that. You did. And you just have to own that shit. You have to swallow around, fuck it up, and just like, goddamn, I done lost X amount of dollars. I'm gonna tell you, I was fucking around with Bitcoin recently, right? I tried to, yeah, I staked some money, some Bitcoin into Lido, into LIDO. I don't know much about this one. So I had about uh 2000, 1924 to be exact, 1924. I didn't unstake it back to Ethereum before I transferred it to Coinbase to cash out. So you lose a little money when you unstake it, you lose a little money when you cash out. But technically, I should have been getting about 1850, $1,850 out, right? That shit is gone because Coinbase does not fuck with staked Ethereum. They fuck with real Ethereum. So until they decide to transfer to staked Ethereum, could be 6 months, could be 6 years, could be never. I've thrown away and sent out into the etherverse $2,000. When I talk to the homies, they say, "Well, you was fucking with some shit you didn't understand." That doesn't feel any better for me to go through fuck, $2,000. $2,000 is $2,000. Shit. Um, but you gotta own that. I can't go home and beat up my broad. I can't go cussing out people, having a bad attitude, breaking TVs and shit like that young man. Blunt break. You gotta own that shit. And that's where the fathers come in. Like, nigga, you better I wish a nigga would. But we don't have that anymore. Unfortunately, now we have a lot of these dudes who, you know, were raised by their moms and they were cute and young, like these little killers in Hawthorne. They're cute and young. Moms made sure they dressed well and did okay and provided for them even when they couldn't provide for themselves, but didn't make them worth shit. And so now these dudes are out here negotiating and killing motherfuckers at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle over some bullshit because they don't want to work. They'd rather have everything given to them easily. And I know that there are a lot of single mothers in this group. I cultivated some, and I respect you and value you. It's a hard job. I am not denigrating single mothers. What I'm saying, I'm pointing out the fact that it's a tough job and it comes with a lot of consequences and overhead. A lot of women who are choosing to be single mothers don't consider. One of them is which is that if you can't convince a man to be your mate, you probably shouldn't be making them. Probably shouldn't be raising a son. You should at least start off with that as something you want to start because you want to make your son to be something you go into like your mate. And if you think you don't like men, but raise men and make a better version, that's egotistical, I think. And I think that exists in our community. So I'm being raw right now. I'm saying shit. I wish people would call in. Anybody got my number? You can call. Uh, I'm gonna keep going to 10:30. I'm gonna keep going to 10:30 since this is a freestyle.
Tell 'em like it is.
Oh, tell 'em like it is. That's Barack Obama. Say it again, Barack.
Well, what? Tell 'em like it is.
Okay, Barack, I will. Well, well, if they don't like it, Barack.
Well, what?
Okay, okay, Barack. Shit. All right, Barack told me keep going. Okay. Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit. So anyway, does anybody know what I'm talking about? When I'm talking about these guys with the male testosterone but processed like women. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
You can act like a man. That was the Godfather. It's some subtleties to this manhood shit. Not saying you can't cry. Involve the enlightened fathers, especially these Gen X and younger. They allow these these younger boys to feel their emotions. They allow them to cry and express their hurt and disappointment and disagree while getting fucked up like we got fucked up. The black men, quiet as kept, are the most involved fathers in American society. The black men who choose to be fathers are the ones you want to fuck with. Their children do best. In the black community, black men who choose to be fathers, their kids do best. Either they're married, and even the single fathers with full custody. Their children do as well. They're equally well. It's not to knock the women, but the women get to a point where they don't understand how men process is too much to ask. She has too many things going on with her from month to month to figure out what it is being a woman for each stage in her life. How the fuck she's gonna also think and understand what's going on for a man? And that's what these boys are. He's your boo. He's your youngster, but he's a man. And will be treated as such, starting at 16 almost, by the law. 18 definitely, but no rights, but all the responsibility. So these dudes out here talking, thinking they can keep talking shit and going back and forth like y'all go because ain't no repercussions, and they get out here on the street. Police ain't fucking around. Neither are the niggas. But now they're carrying guns. So disagreements become killings. But 70% of the dudes in jail are products of home, single parent homes. I'm trying to be politically correct because it's usually single mother, 70%. I know a lot of women didn't choose to be that way, and they'd fight a good fight because they're trying to stop their kids from being parentless. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the women who choosing to do it or the women who keep their kids away from the father who wants to be active because they didn't get along. That boy in that video, and I'm gonna put that video up one more time because that boy in that video need to get his ass whooped. Just looking at it gives me a visceral reaction. It's hard to explain, but I was abused. My father would have whooped my motherfucking ass if I tried anything like this. Maybe my father's way wasn't the way, but it's better than this bullshit right here. So tell me what you think. Let me put it on the big screen. Uh, Hold on. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Like this.
Man, I got too much money on that shit. I got too much money on that shit. Y'all want my shit, man. Fool, man. Real talk, man. You don't fucking understand. Fuck your bet, man. You pay me, man. Fuck out my face, man.
Like this.
Oh, I'm getting so mad.
I got too much money on that shit. Y'all want my shit, man. Fool, man. Real talk, man. You don't fucking understand. Fuck your bet, man. You pay me, man. Fuck out my face, man.
I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. That caused so many maybe it's because I was abused, I would've got bombed on. I would've got murderized, and I said that on purpose, murderized, because my father would kill me a couple of times and methodically if I'd done some bullshit like that. I wouldn't even think about doing in fact, on real tip, I know this nigga in Compton, when we seen in Compton, Front Hood Crips. This nigga used to kill cats, like, get the cats to come to him, swing him around, and, throw 'em in the garage, and he used to have temper tantrums like this. Killer ass nigga, and I was like, "Yeah, I bit off more than I can chew." He liked me, but I was like, "Yeah, until he don't." You dig? I can't handle that type of energy, that I it's yeah, uh, yeah. I just don't even know how to handle that, so a motherfucker not being able to handle his emotions. I've been in places where we've been outnumbered and outgunned, and some nigga can't keep his mouth shut. I remember walking with my brother and my family. I'm the only one in my family didn't go to, a blood school, except when I went to Dorsey, had blood and Crips. But, my older sibling and my younger siblings all went to, Inglewood High School while I was going to Crenshaw. So, bloods are few and far between at Crenshaw, where they're rule Inglewood, and, um, I was hanging out with them at a party at the Inglewood Library, and we was there kicking it, smoking some bud, kicking it, and these bloods came, and I'm thinking it'd be cool if, I had on some lube, and I don't bang. I I'm not tripping. Um, any anyway, they just pressing me. They pressing the shit out of me, right? Grab my brother, talking about they gonna throw him over the rail if I don't take a fade with this dude. Ain't nobody gonna get into it, but it's like 12 niggas looking at me like, "Oh, we ain't gonna do nothing." Yeah, I know. But I'm holding it in, trying to, cause I know I can't trip, cause they just want me to lose it, you right? And one of my cousins is there, God bless her heart, but she's like, "Leave him alone." And one of the dudes was like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up before we fuck them up." Or that me and oh, that was before it happened. "Shut the fuck up before we fuck them up." That's before they decided to press me. That's how they decided to press me, actually. So I'm careful about what type of women I hang around with as well. And that's the same energy. I knew what was going down. I knew I don't give a fuck. I didn't even want to tell them I went to Crenshaw. At the time, I was on the verge of probably banging, and I was like, Crenshaw area, you know, Slauson, and it wasn't wise, but uh, it is what it is. Uh, Dudes like that will get you killed. 'Cause somebody acting that type of energy when you get impressed like that will get y'all all smoke. And men know what I'm talking about. And women don't know the dangers that men say when trying to say cool. And now it's going on with some of the women who are irrepressible. When we are with our women and say, "Baby, chill, I got this." And then the woman keeps going. Well, now we're at the point where men don't even want to be gentlemen anymore. A lot of men are afraid to intercede when they see women having a conflict, from getting checked from, well, why you in my business? To the danger of that's her man that she's gonna be with later, to, not even getting courtesy for opening doors. The juice is no longer worth the squeeze. I'm like, "This is where we are now." Men's innate um, nature is to protect the weaker sex. Um, Now the movies, TV shows act like there's no weaker sex or fairer sex. Maybe that's a better and more accurate term. But wherever it is, the change is not the difference. Is no longer something that we want to take into account. So it's hard for Gen X. I can imagine with the millennials and the group younger than millennials, they don't even know what sex they are. So we really getting farther away. So me at a certain age, just sitting back thinking like, I'm gonna just pull back until this shit figures itself out. That's all we can do. We can't control nothing else. We'll be considered misogynistic, archaic stereotypes. The only thing men are allowed to do now are to, pull back and not engage. They decide to go overseas like the Passport Brothers, they getting dissed, and then dudes here, a lot of them are like on the Pineapple Show, they date, but they got good jobs, but they're lame. So, I'm starting to think women would rather be a rich man's concubine than the average dude, and a lot of the average dudes realize, well, they don't respect who I am. Some men are going out the base, but some brothers like myself still like the sisters, and I challenge y'all to the conversations. What's going on? I talk to men, married, divorced, single, divorced, but I talk to men who deal with black women. And I talk to women who deal with black men who are not necessarily black women. And um, black men are just trying to adjust to what is going on. Nobody is giving us a rule sheet. I think that most black men have been betrayed by every group. So I think a lot of men are just trying to figure it out. You don't know who your homeboys are. You don't know who your group is. You don't know who your politics are. Now, if you don't know who your woman are, you realize you don't got nobody but yourself. So a lot of men are just pulling back from the dating scene. They might be fucking, but they ain't dating because there's no culture of being cohabitating. So I showed all those videos to show you that I do watch and read what you guys post because it's an ongoing conversation that I'm trying to create here, and hopefully some of you guys will join me. I created this. I'm doing this live stream You can come in. If you wanna come in, you can come in from your phone and join. I'm putting up a thing in the chat where that if you would like to, if you would like to, participate, let me put this in the chat. If you would like to participate, go to chat, put the chat overlay, and, put a message, and if you want to, participate, see that link right there? Go to that link, sign in through Facebook, and then your Facebook name will be there. But you don't need to sign in. You can just chat if you want to through the group. I don't know if you guys are seeing it now. I don't know if you guys will see it later. I just thought that this is something I wanted to do, and I thought that I wanted to wait till I got everything right. But perfection is the enemy of progress. And I have too many of my friends suggesting that I go live, so I'm going live. So shout out to Red Cup Love. Shout out to Damon, Steve, and Ernest. Shout out to Tamika. Shout out to Yolanda. Shout out to Malik. Shout out to Big Ja. Y'all look at this video. Shout out to Shelby. Um, and I think I'm gonna start doing this a little more frequently. I'm gonna cut it out now. I just wanted to try it out. So thanks for joining me, whoever did. And if not, I hope you guys look at it. It's been about 52 minutes. It was kind of fun. I'm gonna start doing it more so I can perfect it and do it a little more smoothly. Okay. So love y'all. Thanks for joining me. Oh, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Thank you for watching.